all-purpose yards in their season opener. It's 85 degrees at 12 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time, that's the name.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime, prime time.
It's XL Primetime. Featuring Joe C.
I would clean that bone about as good as anything.
Matt Hayes.
The guys they had last year, terrible.
And Leon Searcy.
Mama know that when you get to camp, you ain't gonna see a lot of Big Daddy.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
It is game week. And now the National Football League will kick it off for real tonight. Defending Super Bowl champions, those Kansas City Chiefs, hosting the Baltimore Ravens, a rematch of the AFC Championship game where Lamar and company on the ground didn't do a whole hell of a lot when they needed it most, but we'll see if it's different tonight. Usually what happens in the postseason, the Chiefs come out on top, and then maybe in the regular season the other team feels like they get even. It does not even the score at all. One team went to play for the Lombardi. You might be able to start off the season 1-0. That is as simple as it gets with tonight's football game, correct? There's no comparing the two.
No, absolutely. I've been hearing the commentary all this week. This is a revenge game for the Ravens to go on the case. No, it's not. They hoisted the Lombardi.
Yeah.
At most, the only satisfaction you'll get is you'll be 1-0. Yeah. That's it.
All right, now let's get it going. A Corona call just to get us going for the NFL action. It is underway. Yeah, fired up and ready to go. XL Primetime in the noon hour today, noon to 2. And then the Francis Show picks up, and then you've got Jaguars programming, and you're going to have Doug Peterson, the Doug Peterson Show, Maddie, and they are going to be talking about an actual 60-minute game against the Finns down south.
All right, so I want to say this first, okay? It's here, number one. Yeah. But just take a very brief moment, everybody out there, and realize all those months you wasted looking forward to this. Mm-hmm. Just enjoy your life in the offseason.
Yeah, no matter what's going on.
Enjoy your life, man.
You got stuff to
we all love ball. We're in the same boat as you, believe me.
Yeah.
But now it's here. Eventually, it will get here every single year.
Yeah. And by the way, I feel like there was a lot of good stuff that we enjoyed in the, quote, off-season for football.
I agree.
There was so much good stuff, including the Olympics, and maybe some people didn't watch any of it. But anyway, there's been a lot of good stuff to watch, and you got pennant races, you got all sorts of other things that you have been treated to. The golf season, I got some numbers for Scotty Scheffler as far as what he won this PGA Tour season. It's nuts. But there's just so much that you've been able to consume, and now you are going to be able to go knee-deep, wall-to-wall football.
Okay.
Ball till you fall, baby.
Yeah.
Ball till you fall.
All right. So we're going to make our NFL picks today. A lot of shows are doing it. Jaguars today did it as well. We're just going to rifle through the AFC, the NFC, who we like to win each division, the wild card picks, the Super Bowl picks, championship game Sunday, who's going to play for a chance to play for the Super Bowl. We'll do all those. And you guys are more than welcome. If you guys want to hit the text line, 641-1010, text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, you can jump in and throw your 2 cents in as far as who you like. You can tell us we're nuts, we're full of it, or we're making all the sense in the world. And if we're making sense to you, you probably want to go in the other direction, okay? You probably want to go in the other direction. But we'll see who you select and who we select as far as.
I don't know. After Big Surce's Miami pick last week, you might want to listen to him.
It was a good one. But when we reveal our results from last week.
It's also emotional, too.
Yeah. It was very emotional.
Very emotional.
Yeah. But it was so funny because apparently you didn't feel very good about the pick until Friday.
I didn't. I just went all in Friday. I got tired of just tiptoeing through the tulips. I said, I'm just going to kick down the door. Yeah. I'm just going to say they're going to win, and they're going to win outright. And it worked out for me.
Oh, yeah, it worked out
They
quite
made me
well.
proud. They made me proud. Made me proud to be a king.
Yeah, worked out quite well.
Yes.
Now, we do need to treat this second week of college football with respect and see if we can sniff out any upsets. If there's anyone, like I'll give you an example. Last week, and we asked the question with our X poll yesterday, who impressed you the most? Southern Cal, Notre Dame, Miami, Georgia. Well, Georgia beat maybe the higher regarded team of the four. Maybe you might argue USC beating LSU might count as the same thing. But anyway, those were two neutral site games, and both of them, Georgia just destroyed Clemson. And, of course, USC and LSU came right down to the wire. But every single week, one team feels good about themselves, and then the very next week, you never know what's going to happen. You never know, especially in college football. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Parity. That's what I love.
Yeah.
NIL money has leveled the playing fields.
Yeah.
And all the teams now, they're getting quality players, they're getting portable players, they're getting guys with experience, all that kind of stuff. I love it. I absolutely love that. Because years past, and you tell me if I'm wrong, Matt, maybe 10 years past, you could have had a handful of teams, maybe 6 that you knew were going to play for a title every year.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the playoffs going to add to that as well. We'll add to that excitement. We'll add to that ability for others to win the championship. I've been saying now for months, look, when you add more games into that playoff, you add more levels of having to win. You have a chance for injury. You have a chance for somebody having a bad day. You have a chance for somebody having an unbelievable day. Things, there are intangibles like that can change the course of a playoff. So we see it in the NFL all the time. So, I mean, you got to embrace what's going on right now. And I also think it's the quarterback. I think it's almost 50% of power conference teams right now are playing with transfer quarterbacks. Think about this.
50?
50, almost 50. Think about this. If Cam Ward was playing for Clemson, is that a different game against Georgia?
100%.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
So
and if Cam is playing for FSU instead of DJU,
they're 2-0.
They're 2-0 versus 0-2.
And that could have happened, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't because
you know why?
Mike Norvell chose DJU.
Yeah.
No, because Rick Ross got it done.
Yeah, he did. I think that's exactly what happened right there.
When I saw that picture of Prime 12, and I saw Rick Ross and Cam Ward throw up to you, it's a done deal. He's not leaving out of Miami.
Because, look, they've had fun on social media that this is the bag that FSU should have given Cam Ward, and they didn't. And I don't know how much more it was, and you can go off of a little hearsay, a little social media chat. But
I heard some things.
Yeah, they ultimately got the wrong guy, and we have said it. We've said it over and over that DJU does not move the meter, and as far as he goes, as far as FSU goes. Now, you may second guess a few other things that happened in both of those ball games, maybe from coaching, maybe from the defense, maybe from that offensive line, whatever it might be. But at the same time, there's no getting away from the very simple fact that quarterbacks make plays when you need them most to get the job done.
And you know what I saw on social media? I tell you, social media is undefeated. I saw DJU's letter of resignation that the Florida State fans posted. I was reading it like he was leaving. I said, y'all are brutal.
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
And here you are. If you're an FSU fan, you're now looking at your depth chart, and you're wondering, should you trot out Brock Glenn? Should you trot out Luke Kromenek, which is not advisable, not for a guy who just walked on campus when we're talking about the youngster. But Brock Glenn, how in the world did they look right past him, and they've had him there and brought DJU in and basically said, you're the presumptive starter. Hey, Brock, you're going to have to take a back seat. And he was happy to do that, and he may end up being right back there in position to try it.
But it's funny we're talking about DJU because I remember about 3 weeks ago, Matt Hayes, we heard that conversation that Mike Norvell had about his quarterback, and we weren't sold. And Matt, and you said there's something about his tone and his voice and what he's saying.
He's almost wishing it.
Yes, he was almost like rubbing the lamp or the genie, hoping something came out of it.
You know what's funny is Dabo kind of treated DJU with kid gloves too. Very similar. Very similar. Of we believe in DJ. You know, he's the guy. He's our quarterback. You know, we've seen him do it. We saw him do it up in South Bend. It's the same thing. I think it's you could say it's a fragile personality. You could say it's a lack of confidence. Whatever it is, there's a guy who, there's a reason why a guy that has that type of arm talent, that when the game begins, he crumbles.
He looks like he doubts himself.
Yeah.
And so the worst thing, you can be cocky, you can be confident, or you can lack both of those. And it's pretty obvious. One, you come out cocky, you're probably going to get shown up and humbled and all that kind of stuff. But if you're not sure of yourself,
you know where it really
guys
shows?
around you will figure out quickly that you ain't sure of yourself.
We can sniff it out.
Yeah, you know where it really shows? Clearly it shows in him reading his going through progressions.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's in the QB run game, like he's like the pitter-patters. He's 265 pounds, and he's pitter-pattering out there.
He needs to have, and I'll admit this, I thought that he had the potential to kind of take that KJ Jefferson feel to his position, and when it's not working, load up.
KJ's so much better than him.
Exactly.
So much
Just
better.
load up and start to, like you're saying, deliver shots, get people bouncing off of you, and take control. And heck, I'll give you Riley Leonard the other night. Riley Leonard, when he said, I've got to make a play with my feet and my mind, and he did it. And he is a big cat, too, but he can move, whereas DJ doesn't.
Well, I mean, DJ, as poorly as he's played, their offensive line up front has been abysmal, bro. They've been this was supposed to be the best offensive line since 2013 when they won the championship. Mm-hmm. And the two tackles were getting beat like drums against a very good BC pass rush. And then interiorly, they were getting pushed back. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't run the ball effectively. They couldn't pass protect effectively. I mean, it was just atrocious. And I'm not trying to make any excuses for it, because some quarterbacks, they can will their team away in spite of what their offensive line is doing. But he's the type of guy, if everything is not perfect for him, then he's not going to shine.
And let's go to Gainesville real quick, because even though Graham Mertz is in concussion protocol, you look at the numbers of yards per attempt and completion and some of the just junky stuff they were putting out there with their inability to block and give Mertz any time, and then no one was getting open. They got to look at the reality of going ahead and saying, hey, DJ, you're probably going to play against Samford, but we may need to see as much of you as we possibly can to help us make a decision going forward. We might have to press into that decision to keep you under center. I don't know that that's going to happen right away. Probably won't. But both of those schools are reeling right now at that. Yeah,
but at least with Lagway, he did have a successful drive for a touchdown.
Yeah, he did.
And
the Canes didn't care at that point.
No, Mario cared. He didn't want them to score.
Mario might have cared, but the players didn't care.
Yeah, we care. Anytime we keep float off the board, we want to keep.
Right. You always care.
You're not there yet. You're close right now with the program, but you're not there yet.
No, not there yet.
All right. So speaking of that, and I'm just going to try and do this on the text line. Okay. Text line at 641-1010, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. We have a pair of tickets to the Gators in Samford. And I know that some of you may not be uber excited over this, but I am looking for the excitable, the believable, the ones that can convince themselves that there's still a chance to turn it all around.
Or the Samford alums, either one.
Either one.
The diehards.
But if you can just throw a text our way and just don't go overboard, but just kind of give us a little, your belief, your never give up attitude, and RJ will sift through them, and we will give someone a pair of tickets to see Florida and Samford by the end of the show. Is that all right? All right? That's how we're rolling with it.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have laughed at that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, listen.
Yes,
not nice.
Yeah,
it was so funny because so just think about that. 641-1010. If you still believe, if you still have a positive outlook, sell that to us on the text line, and we'll give you a chance to get those tickets to the Swamp coming up Saturday. All right. We've got all sorts of things to get into today, including our picks. So let's do that coming up. A Corona Thursday as we begin our weekend, and the NFL begins their weekend. You got Thursday night action, Friday night action, and then that full NFL slate on Sunday with your Jaguars taking on the Dolphins. So we're going to make our picks, predictions, and all that coming up on XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Pick the winners and be a winner. Make the best picks and win a pizza party from Salvatore's Pizza at Tapestry Park. Pick the worst. You'll still win some pizza. The 1010 Weekly Pick'em Contest is brought to you by MyBookie at 1010XL.com.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match, or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari, at Bari Orthopedics.
Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need help fixing a plumbing issue? Let our winning team go to work for you. 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Most goals have a clear course, like planning a trip. But when it comes to losing 40 or 50 pounds, that's a different story. Except with Awaken 180, a clear course to fast, proven weight loss with free support for life. It's Awaken180weightloss.com.
15,000 workers. I'm Brian Rose from Remedy Staffing. We survey 15,000 blue-collar workers each year to better understand what drives quality and dependability in our workforce. The survey shows when looking for a new job, the initial pay rate, job security, and safety while working are the most important factors for hourly workers. If you're an employer and would like to learn more about the voice of the blue-collar worker, please call us at 904-528-1933.
He thinks he knows what he's talking about.
Of course.
Find out if he does.
Is there anything else we need to know?
Catch CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco every Friday afternoon on The Franchi Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Who has the best lineup this season? Honda. Cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, hybrids, and electric. This is one of the greatest lineups Honda has ever had. And now is the best time to purchase or lease one. Visit your local Honda dealer now. Remember, only a Honda is a Honda.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
We're back! Mia here, and winning season is back. Football is back, and MyBookie is here to make sure you're ready to cash in on the action. This season, MyBookie is pulling out all the stops with incredible promotions, like weekly risk-free boosts on Thursdays, where you can bet without a sweat. If your bet hits, you win big. If it doesn't, forget it. MyBookie will refund your wager. That's just the beginning, folks. MyBookie is giving away hundreds of thousands in prizes with their Super, Survivor, and Squares contests. Get your entries in now for your shot at huge cash rewards. For a limited time, they are bringing back the double deposit bonus. When you're ready to get started, just use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit. You heard that right. Double your money with promo code 1010XL before you even place a bet. Not to mention, loyalty pays off with MyBookie Plus. The more you play, the more you win. Climb through tiers of loyalty rewards programs to unlock even more epic promotions. Only with MyBookie.
When the sun goes down, you might think a golf course shuts down, but not at the Golf Club of Southampton. Join the gang every Thursday night for trivia with Brooke and Jason, and everybody's favorite night, Friday night on the patio, featuring local musicians, food, and drink. It's all at the Golf Club of Southampton. Great golf. You've come to expect that. But don't forget, when night falls, the fun doesn't stop. Trivia every Thursday night and Southampton's live music patio session Fridays. Call 287-PLAY to make a tee time and the good time.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Everything about the game has changed, except for the most important thing. What you have inside. It is what drives the game. It refuses to be ignored. It sweats everything, turns an athlete into a legend. Gatorade, is it in you?
From Gatorade Zero to Gatorade Endurance Formula and Gator Light, there's something for every athlete. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win. Gatorade, official partner of the NFL.
Hey, this is Bert Cannon with the First Coast YMCA. Youth sports at the Y can help nurture your future athlete's potential and experience the joy of being a kid. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, and fun environment with basketball, soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, elite skills training, and more. Best of all, participation in Legacy Youth Sports League is free with your family membership. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle.
Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows and $2.95.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
It's time to make some selections, and there are some of our primetimers out there that are looking at all these numbers, the betting odds. It is cool to find a long odd that you might like, that you want to put something down. Hardrock.bet, all of them, they've got plenty of futures that you can be betting on. But we figured it's time. We got to make our picks. We've seen enough. The preseason doesn't always tell you everything, but we've seen enough to know that we can start rolling through the NFC first, and then we'll go to the AFC South, or the AFC, and then finish up with the AFC South at the end as far as division picks are concerned. So our NFL music kind of taking us down the road here.
Yeah.
But was it easy? Was it hard to make these predictions when you started looking at it?
It was hard. It was hard to make the predictions. I hope my predictions are a lot better than they were last year. It was Jags Cowboys. Terrible. Goodness gracious.
Well, it did kind of go south.
It did. It went south early. I was drinking the Kool-Aid early on before the season started.
But you crushed that prediction last week.
I did. Hopefully,
listen, he's right.
You're even under. Your 33-14 was even under.
I know. Absolutely.
All right, he's riding that one.
I am.
All right.
I'm riding that train.
So our XLP NFL picks. All right, so let's get us started, Big Sirs.
All right.
And let's go NFC, and let's start. Let's go east to west with the NFC. So we'll start with the NFC East, which honestly has got a ton of intrigue.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to start with.
Give me the champion in the NFC East.
Champion in the NFC East. Okay, champion in the NFC East. I have the
reason why.
I have the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
Winning the NFC. I'm going with the Eagles because over the last 5, 6, 7 years or whatever, they've never had the same champion twice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, interchangeable. So I'm going with them. I got them at 10-7.
Okay.
I got them at 10-7 winning the division.
All right.
I like some of the acquisitions. You know, they had issues with the corners, and they made that. They addressed that in the draft. Yeah. You know, they got the first round pick and they got the second round pick. Hopefully that help them. Defensive front, Fletcher's out the door now. You know, he's retired. So they got some good young dogs. I think that if Hurts stays healthy with the addition of Saquon Barkley,
oh my gosh,
I think that they could be formidable again.
All right, so you've got them, Matty.
So I love what Leon said in that breakdown, but I will also say this: something going on with Jalen Hurts and Sirianni. There's something going on there, man. And that's never good. That kind of drama between the most important position on the field and the head coach is never good. So that's a little bit of a pregnant pause for me there, I think. I don't really like anybody in this division, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm probably going to go with the Cowboys just because they're the most talented team in the division, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or as much talent as the Eagles. And,
right.
You know, that's kind of where we're at. I don't like, again, I like no one in this division.
Well, it's funny because the NFC East has typically been that. You don't know what you're going to get. The team's usually going to just barely crest over 500. Now, we definitely have seen good records from the Cowboys and the Eagles the last couple of years. But I'm going to kind of mirror what Matt just said, is that Howie Roseman has done an unbelievable job of acquiring talent. He is a damn good GM. Through the draft, we know how many good players they've developed. Yeah. And then obviously going and getting and plucking players from inside the division by getting Saquon Barkley. We don't know how 100% healthy he is, but we know when healthy, he's pretty dang dynamic. And he's been able to come back this past year. And I think that guy, or what they try and do, what Nick Sirianni is trying to do, will make Jalen Hurts that much better again. But I know there's a churn inside that locker room that I'm not quite sure of between Hurts and Sirianni. I'm picking the Cowboys, even though I like what Howie Roseman has done. I still think Dak and company are going to get the job done. So I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys. So we have 2 Cowboys, 1 Eagle.
1 Eagle.
Now we'll go to NFC Central.
the Central Division, I love this team, Detroit Lions. Those were your darlings last year. You picked them to go to the Super Bowl. They should have gone to the Super Bowl.
I love them, and it is the North, even though I like still calling it the Central, just so you guys know. All right.
Yeah, I love everything about the Eagles. I love the coaching staff. I love how they play tough on defense. Their offensive line is one of the best in the league. You know, and I think their quarterback is underrated. I think Jared Goff gets it done when it's time to get it done.
Yeah.
And I just love the way this team plays. They play with an edge every week in and week out. I've got them winning their division at 12-5.
All right. So, as Berman used to call the monsters of the Midway. So, who you like, Matty?
I certainly like the Lions. I think they're also now they're clearly the hunted instead of the hunter. No doubt about that. And I'm just fascinated by the just meteoric rise of Jordan Love. And it's a terrific coaching staff that never got enough credit because it was always about Aaron Rodgers. And granted, Aaron Rodgers is a great player, but they know how to scheme teams. They know how to get that team ready to play. That entire staff is terrific.
They're good,
and their defense is much better than people think it is. You know what? I'm taking the Pack, and I think the Pack's it's gonna be like a 13-4 Pack team.
I think we're gonna get a 2-1 in a lot of our picks, and the only sweep is probably going to be the AFC West. That's probably going to be the only one. We'll see if someone surprises us. But I'm Lions all the way. Okay, you guys know that I picked them last year. I am a Campbell man. I am a believer in Jared Goff. I love what Brad Holmes, the general manager, has done up there, and they've been able to do it. He's been able to nail it on both sides of the ball. Now, look, Danny, when you're making these 3rd down and 4th down decisions, bro, make sure you make the right decision this year, because you could have been in the Super Bowl last year as a 19-1 choice going in there had he decided to kick a field goal instead of going for it. But I'm Lions all the way in the NFC North. All right, let's kick it out to, let's go down south. NFC South, who you like?
NFC South, I like Raheem Morris and the Falcons. I do. I like him. I like the acquisitions they got. Interesting thing is who's going to play quarterback.
Yeah.
Cousins or Penix. I seen Penix a little bit during the preseason. I like what I saw. He made some good throws or whatever. But I just think they got too many horses on offense. I'm not too sure about the defense, but they got the horses on offense. And with that quarter, I think the Falcons are going to come out of that very, 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 very weak. I think is a weak division.
Yeah, it's still looking that way.
Yeah.
The Bucs were able to do it last year, but you got the Falcons, Matty.
Man, I mean, it's ugly.
It ain't pretty.
It's not good. And I think when you get ugly, you kind of go back home to mama. You know what I mean? Defense.
Yeah.
And the best defense is the Bucs.
It is.
And I think it's going to be a war with inside that division. There's going to be some ugly games.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could honestly see the division champ being 8-9. Though I kind of think the Bucs will be like 9-8 and win it. So I'm going to go with the Bucs because Baker's not going to get them in trouble, I think. Whereas I think you don't know what you got the other 3 teams at quarterback. You're still kind of up in the air.
I feel like I bounce back and forth between being a Baker believer, which I rarely am, and a Mayfield masher because I just love mashing and just saying he can't get it done. He did get it done down the stretch last year. He got him a contract out of it, so I definitely want to give him credit for that. But it doesn't last with Baker. At least I don't think it does. I'm going with the ATL, and I'm going with maybe what Raheem Morris has learned as a former coach, head coach, and then also as a guy who has seen success offensively with the team that he just came from out in L.A., and he comes to Atlanta, and they have weapons. They got Bijan. Kyle Pitts is finally going to have a guy that can get the ball to him. Drake London, you can go on and on with what they've got. They lose Ryan Nielsen, their defensive coordinator, but I am going to pick the ATL as well. All right, out to the NFC West. There definitely are some possibilities when we're talking about Seton San Fran.
I was teetering on who I was going to go with in this division because the Rams are the 49ers. And you remember when I gave the Niners the name, like midway, when they played the Jaguars, I called them the Boogeyman.
Yeah.
All right, the Boogeyman shows up. But they showed me somewhere down the stretch that this team can be beat. If you can out-physical them and you can have good quarterback play, they can be beat. But I still think they're still the cream of the crop when it comes to that division. So I picked them to go 11-6 and win the division.
Yeah. Hard not to.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of drama in that team in the offseason. A lot of drama. I mean, you got 2 of your best players holding out and one demanding a trade, the other guy saying, I'm not coming back until you get a better deal. And he came back. Trent Williams we're talking about. Brandon Ayuk, of course. I think I'm going back to Brock Purdy just keeps getting better. He keeps getting better.
Yeah.
And, we all laugh about Mr. Irrelevant, but the dude just keeps getting better. Now you start looking at when guys, national guys, start ranking the best quarterbacks in the league. Brock Purdy's in the top 10.
Yeah.
Brock flipping Purdy.
Yeah.
So believe me, he's getting better. He's a really good quarterback.
Yeah, he's the classic efficient, don't make the mistake.
Well, I actually think he's more than that.
He can make plays.
I think he's more than that. I think he can make plays. I think he can when need be, he can hurt you with his legs. Yeah. He's not a guy that's going to stand there and not do anything. I see the Niners again. I don't see anyone else in that division touching them. So I think the Niners win this thing easy.
Another thing I hate what people say about Brock Purdy when they say he's a system quarterback. What does that mean? He runs it well. Yeah. I mean, he's going to be penalized for that.
Right.
And there were other guys that were in that system, Garoppolo and then Trey Lance for a minute.
Yeah.
And they gave up on Garoppolo and they really gave up on Trey Lance. And so, give Mr. Irrelevant a hell of a lot of credit. Now, there's constant change in the NFL, and there are things that are consistent that you can count on. Chiefs in the AFC, Niners in the NFC. So I have no argument there. I like what the Rams have done. Sean McVay's been able to battle back, and his GM, Les Snead, has given him a lot of good pieces to work with. But the Niners' magic still continues. They win the NFC West. And then, so basically we're looking at, we're agreeing on one of them. We're 2-1 on the other ones. That's the NFC. Let's get to the AFC coming up here. Well, actually, give me the NFC Championship game before we get to the AFC.
Okay, with the wild cards, I got Cowboys, Green Bay, Rams, and my NFC Championship game is Lions, Eagles.
All right, Cowboys, Green Bay,
Wait, we're doing wild
Rams.
cards too. Let's get into this a little bit before we start.
Yeah. But we got NFC wild cards and then NFC Championship game. So you went Cowboys,
Green Bay, Rams, wild card. And then the NFC Championship game, I got Lions versus Eagles.
All right. What you got, Matt?
All right, I got Rams, Lions. I'm still iffy on this. Still really iffy on this. Eagles.
Okay.
as the wild card.
And look, I think we're right there as far as the picks.
I'm just shaky about that, man.
Yeah.
And I got the Pack winning the NFC.
Yeah, I got Philly as a wild card. I got Packers as a wild card. And you definitely, and I got the Rams as a wild card. One last run with Matt Stafford. So those are my wild cards. I got the Lions over the Cowboys.
Honolulu Blue going to the Super Bowl,
Honolulu
man.
Blue, baby. All right, so that's what we got right now. We will keep it going. AFC, you guys can agree or disagree, 641-1010, or you can get in the YouTube chat. Just go stream us right there on YouTube, 1010XL.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
This right here is as good as it gets. This is life getting lived without obligations or complications. This is filling your cup and savoring the moment. This is the gift of presence. Served to you in a place where there's room for everyone and enough to go around. And the best part, it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Jaguars football is officially back. Be there for the Jaguars 2024 home opener when they go head-to-head with the Cleveland Browns. Join us as we celebrate Hispanic heritage and take the field at Everbank Stadium for the first time during our 30th season. Lock in your seats now for the 1 p.m. kick by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We can't wait to see you back at the bank.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a dust bunny breeder from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Steve Johnson.
Welcome to the show, Steve.
It's great to be here, Alex?
Yeah, you don't have to answer in the form of a question, Steve.
What is this game show? See, that's another question. Are you going to ask me about air conditioners?
Yeah, okay. How about we just send the Bueller guys over and you can annoy them with all your questions? Johnny?
The
That's right, Steve. Bueller Air and Plumbing can answer all your air conditioning questions, repair options, replacement models, and how to make your AC last longer while saving electricity, making sure you are cool.
Where is the parking lot? You're killing me, Steve.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 5th, 1994, San Francisco wide receiver Jerry Rice catches 2 touchdown passes and runs for another, and the 49ers win over the Raiders, becoming the NFL's career touchdown leader.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Regular strength training is key to maintaining muscle mass. Like muscle building, you need to stress the muscle to maintain strength. This means lifting enough weight and doing enough reps to the point where it's too hard to do one more. Yoga and Pilates are also lower impact muscle building workouts that help maintain lean body mass and improve flexibility. Let's get moving, Jacksonville.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, rolling lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Are you ready to upgrade your home? Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Andersen energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires September 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now graduate making over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost are the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by November 7th.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Don't ignore plumbing leaks. They can lead to mold and mildew or structural damage and drain your wallet. So when you have a leak and can't wait a week, call Roland Reich Plumbing. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
As the Jaguars gear up to face the Miami Dolphins this Sunday, quarterback Trevor Lawrence spoke with the media yesterday afternoon on working with Jags' new veteran center, Mitch Morse.
Communication's great. Really smart player. Obviously, he's played a lot of ball. You know, the thing is, when you're playing with a veteran guy like that up front that's seen a lot, and he's ran every different run scheme and protection stuff. He's seen every look, and he's very clear and decisive on what he likes, what he doesn't like. You know, I think he does a really good job of voicing that. We've communicated, and obviously, this is our first opportunity to actually prepare and plan for an opponent. So that'll be a different element of all week. You're looking at different things, and you know the defense and the looks you're going to get. It'll be good to see how this goes this first week, but I got a lot of confidence.
Sound courtesy of Jaguars.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
A Corona Thursday kicking off the weekend our way as we get ready for some ball tonight. You got the defending Super Bowl champions at home. Chiefs Kingdom will be alive, that's for sure. Baltimore Ravens rolling in with Lamar Jackson, a lighter Lamar, and we'll see what they can do. They have a lighter Lamar, but they also have a diesel in their backfield. You talk about some of the new additions that took place in this past offseason. You got a lot of newcomers, new faces in NFL towns, like an Eric Armstead coming here, a Gabe Davis. You can think of all the other ones that the Jaguars have brought in. But if you think about the way the NFL unfolds, and I'm pretty sure, tell me, I think we had, did you have every NFC team that you chose was in the postseason last year?
Oh, gosh, I can't remember.
Yeah, it feels like that's what you've got, even though Philly was a quick one-and-doner.
Oh, you mean what I just picked?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Big Sirs.
Yes.
You and I had Atlanta.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I had
that would
Atlanta,
be the only newbie, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Everybody else made the playoffs last year.
So
right.
here are some numbers, okay?
I thought you meant last year.
No, so here are some numbers. Since the league went to 14 teams in 2020, only about half the teams reaching one postseason return the following season. Okay, seven franchises made it to the playoffs in 2020, got back in 2021. That number went to 8 the following year, 22 into this last year. But Bill Barnwell does the math. 7.3 teams per season is the average right now. And so there's some things we can count on, like we said, Kansas City and Frisco. But there's definitely some turnover. We saw that with Jacksonville getting bounced and Houston
There'll be
coming
some
in.
turnover in the AFC.
There's going to be some
Here we go.
turnover. All right, so let's keep it going. Let's get to the AFC South. We'll go them last, but let's start with the AFC East, and then we'll kick it up to the north, to the west, and then come back to the south.
All right, my AFC East pick is a team that probably had the worst quarterback play in the history of the NFL, but still won 7 games because of that vaunted defense. So I figure with a healthy Aaron Rodgers, that gives you at least 4 games there, right? In the division.
Yeah.
If we keep them up, we got to keep them upright. The offensive line has got to protect them. But I'm going. I got the Jets. I got the Jets at 11-6 winning the AFC East.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Jets. I mean,
all right, I don't like this.
I love the defense. Seriously, their defensive line's unreal. If Rodgers, look at what, before he got hurt, look at his career run. He was had some of the, three of the previous 4 years were 3 of his best seasons ever as a quarterback.
Yeah.
So if they keep him healthy and he stays healthy, yeah, absolutely they can win that division. They can go much further than division too. So I like the Jets, definitely.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that we're all agreeing because I flip-flopped on this one a bunch. I came up with an argument for Miami. I came up with an argument for Buffalo. But Buffalo has lost a lot. We all know that. I still believe that Josh Allen and Sean McDermott might be the best coach-quarterback combo. But think of the quarterback combos with their coaches in the AFC East. The professor, Mike McDaniel, along with Tua, pretty good. Saleh, we don't know, but Aaron Rodgers trumps pretty much everything. And then you take a look at what Buffalo with Josh Allen, no matter who's around him, what he's been able to do. Anyway, I kind of went the direction you guys went. Defense, one more run for Aaron. If you think about what Garrett Wilson and Sauce and Breece Hall and some of these guys, there's a lot of pieces that can help him. Anyway, I've got the Jets winning them.
The Bills have lost a lot.
Yeah, they have. They have. That's why I got a huge question mark next to their name. All right.
The Patriots are horrific. Dolphins are they'll be good enough to get it.
All right, so AFC North.
All right, AFC North. I got L Boogie.
Okay.
I got L Boogie to win the AFC North. I think the addition of Derrick Henry, and they got a solid defense. Their ability to run the ball when you're the number 1 rushing offense in the NFL.
Yeah.
and you run the ball 8 times in the championship game, that's atrocious. But I'm going with the Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to win that division.
Yeah, I think that's the safe pick.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Go with the Bengals.
I'm going to go with Joe Burrow coming back. I'm going to go with offense wins games.
Yeah.
And I think he's just basically going to outperform El Boogie when they play.
I'm back and forth. I picked the Ravens last year to win it. I'm sticking with the Ravens. I think there's definitely something to what Leon just said. Lesson learned, basically, from John Harbaugh, and we ain't going to do that again. Now, they lost Mike McDonald, pretty good defensive coordinator. Doesn't mean that they won't keep right on ticking, but I'm going to put the Ravens back at the top of the AFC North. AFC West, we know it's Kansas City, right? There's no mystery.
Yeah.
All right, just say anybody else from that division making the postseason. You don't have to name them, but
no.
Okay, Matty, you've got.
I don't think I do. No.
Okay, all right.
Yes, I do actually. Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay. All right. So we got the East, we got the North, we got the West. Now it's time to get to AFC South talk. Leon.
I had to think. I had to make my pick with my head, not my heart.
Okay.
But my head and my heart says the Jags.
Oh.
My head and my heart says the Jaguars. And something says the Jaguars will bounce back. 10-7, though. I got them at 10-7.
Okay.
I think the division is going to be tough. It's not going to be a cakewalk like we thought last year. It's going to be tough, which is going to help them for sure. But I got the Jags winning the division at 10-7.
All right. Double-digit wins, which is huge if this team can do it.
I think the Texans are they're in the same situation as the Lions. They've gone from the 100, coming from the 100 to the 100.
Yeah.
And that's a difficult spot to be in. And you've got a lot of teams, especially within the division, who spent, 8 off-season months figuring out how to prepare for C.J. Stroud and finding his flaws. So I think that's going to be an issue. I love the Colts lines of scrimmage, both of them, offense and defense. Love them. And they can run the ball with Jonathan Taylor, healthy Jonathan Taylor, focused Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
And AR, I'm taking the Colts.
Okay, you're taking the Colts.
I'm taking COLTS, Colts, baby.
And I'm pulling this from memory, but I feel like this is a saucy when you talk about Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson. And Anthony Richardson got hurt basically week 4. Jonathan Taylor was
He's got to stay healthy, man.
Not happy with his contract. They played less than one total series together last year.
Saucy Nugs
in a Colts uniform.
I'm telling you,
less than one full series.
If AR stays healthy with Shane Steichen, he's going to be a problem for a lot of people, not just the division.
Yeah, my answer to that is that I still think, as much of a physical specimen as Anthony Richardson is, I still think he struggles to process and make quick decisions. He can make all the throws. He certainly can take off and run. He is a big, bruising, prototype quarterback, but I just don't have the faith in that yet. Steichen, really good play caller, really good. Looks like starting off as a really good head coach. But I got the Colts and the Texans battling to see if they might be able to knock one of those wild card spots down. But Duval delivers, baby. Duval, they are back atop the AFC South. No question about it.
I love it.
Yeah. No question about it.
I like the way you shook the tree a little bit. That threw me off. I thought you were going. You shook the tree a little bit.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay. All right. So he's got the Colts.
Yeah.
All right. So we're shaking it up. All right. So AFC wildcards.
All right. My AFC wildcard teams are the Texans, the Dolphins, and the Bengals. No Buffalo. Buffalo is out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Buffalo's out too. My wildcard teams are the Dolphins, Texans, and the Chargers.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm sitting here.
Harbaugh,
you picked Harbaugh with the Chargers.
The dude knows how to win games in the NFL.
He does. But I do think that even though Justin Herbert is talented, we're talking about a lot of things that left.
There were a lot of things wrong with the 49ers when he got there.
Yeah.
And they won immediately.
Yeah. I have the Bengals as a wild card team because I do think Joey Burrow, Jamar Chase, Higgins, all those guys, they are really, really good. So keeping them out would be foolhardy as far as I'm concerned. And I honestly had a tough time between the Finns and the Bills trying to figure out which one of those two squads is going to make it. But I am picking the Buffalo Bills to make the wild card spot. And I'm going to put I'm going to put the Fins in there as well, and I'm knocking the Texans right the hell out. Okay? I'm just knocking them right the hell out of the postseason. Okay?
Who was your 3 again? Your 3 wild cards?
My 3 wild cards were the Texans, the Dolphins, and the Bengals.
All right, I got it all down.
All right. AFC Championship game.
My AFC Championship game is Chiefs, Jets.
Okay. All right, and you're picking the
Jets and the Lions to be in the Super Bowl.
That'd be a hell of a Super Bowl, wouldn't it?
That'd be pretty good. Who you got? AFC Championship game.
I got Chiefs, Jets. Yeah.
So both of you guys have?
And I'm pulling the JJ. Bro, are you stupid? Chiefs.
Okay, all right. And JJ will say this to me as well because it's what he said to me every time I went against them last year because I just kept taking the points and taking the points and taking a beating. But I am taking the Ravens in a rematch with the Kansas City Chiefs, and they can play at Chiefs Kingdom if they want. But I got the Ravens. I got the Ravens
over
the Chiefs, and I got the Ravens and the Lions in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And I'm going to go Honolulu Blue.
You are the whole way, aren't you?
Yeah, all
why not?
the way. All.
Who you got? You got
Honolulu Blue.
Okay.
Detroit.
Detroit winning?
Yeah.
I got Detroit winning the Super Bowl too.
Okay. All right. Now listen, I feel
you guys both have Detroit winning the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
It's a little crazy.
That's a little nutty.
But I got Honolulu Blue over B-more.
I'm going to go even more nutty. I got the Packers win the Super Bowl.
Okay, so you got Packers Jets?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that would be a storyline, Packers Jets in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because that's Aaron Rodgers versus Jordan Love. All right, that's good stuff. Nothing short of drama if that were to unfold like that. The way that they would tell the stories, and Matt LaFleur with his new star in Jordan Love, and then the old Aaron coming back. I can't wait to see what Rodgers looks like, as old as he is, as good as he's been, but then coming back from a significant injury. And I know he's had the full benefit of a year because he only played 4 plays about this time last year. We were talking that Friday of NFL opening week about the 4 plays. And then remember how, did NBC do that game last year where they zeroed in and you could actually see the Achilles tendon pop? Remember seeing that? And so he has had the full benefit of a year, but coming back from that is not easy. All right, you guys let us know. 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You still have an opportunity before our show is done. We're going to go till 2 this afternoon. The Frangie Show will take over then. But if you are a believer in Billy, if you still have hope in Hogtown, if you are a Gator that's not going to give up, you can let us know, and we've got a chance for you to win Gators Samford tickets in the Swamp Saturday. 641-1010. Give us a good reason to give them to you if you still believe. It is a Corona Thursday right here on XL Primetime.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. He wore 56 and played a key role in their best season ever.
I'm your tape translator, Jeff Loggeman, on Check the Tape Tuesday on Jaguars Today.
Brought to you by Napa Auto Care. Tuesdays during football season on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
David Lane here, and once again, I'm happy to share news of my successful back and knee surgeries at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Whatever it is that's bothering you, take it from me. Simply set an appointment today at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and let them help you get back to normal life. I'm certainly glad I did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
With deep pockets and huge resources, truck companies may think they can get away with a small settlement after an accident. But at Farah & Farah, our team isn't afraid to go toe-to-toe with them, to fight for every penny you're entitled to under the law. If you've been in a truck accident, call Farah & Farah. Put our big truck experience to work for you. Jacksonville.
Weekends were made for sports, and I'll tell you my take on this weekend's best options. Pickett here. Watch for Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan is brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, you spend a lot of time talking about diamonds, but what about some of the colored stones we see?
Frank, when you talk about colored stones, there are literally hundreds of varieties and species in the gem kingdom. As certified gemologists, we're trained gemologically on the identification of each of these and can separate the man-made synthetics and imitations from the real thing. But at Underwoods, we can go to the next step. At Underwoods, we're active buyers of loose-colored stones in the world markets, so we have an understanding of the values of colored stones as they relate back to the various qualities. In fact, just like diamonds, we buy most of our colored stones loose, then create the pieces of jewelry to hold the gems. You can be assured not only of the authenticity and quality of our colored stone jewelry, but also of the value. So if you're in the market for a fine quality emerald, sapphire, ruby, aquamarine, amethyst, citrine, tourmaline, peridot, or any other gemstone, come by and see us at Underwoods.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Well, all the news forecasts say that home prices are expected to decline in 2025. Hey, that's great if you're buying a home. But if you're selling one, you might want to get to it. And when it comes to selling your home, the agents you should trust are Chad and Sandy Newman at chadandsandy.com. Maybe you want maximum equity from your home, but you're not sure how. And you don't want to worry about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. Those things are all out with Chad and Sandy. They're the local real estate experts you can trust, and I recommend for the sale of your home, or for the sale of mine for that matter. Maybe I should look into it. Hey, don't trust me. Trust Jacqueline from Biscayne Estates. My inherited home became a nightmare when it went unsold for 177 days and ended up with a large lien. With expenses mounting for my handicapped daughter and no way to pay, I was desperate. At this point, I turned to Chad and Sandy. The change was amazing. Chad and Sandy sold my home in 3 days at a higher than asking price. Find out for yourself at chadandsandy.com or 904-414-6200.
If you're looking for the best in indoor air quality, I've got the experts to call. Florida Home AC, the official AC provider of the Jaguars, specializing in the best air quality for your home or work with the Remy Halo. Instead of waiting for pollutants to travel through the ductwork to be neutralized, the Halo cell releases friendly oxidizers every time your fan blows air, helping those in your home that suffer from allergies and other respiratory issues. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and start enjoying cool comfort and clean air.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. Brought to you by Jenkins Genesis of Northeast Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp were outslugged in Game 2 of their series against Louisville 10-2 last night. Louisville got off to a fast start in the second inning, taking a 6-0 lead. We'll get back at it tonight for Game 3 tonight at 6:35. On a bye week, the FSU Seminoles have a lot to consider from their rough performances at the start of the season, with concerns about FSU quarterback DJ Uiagalelei. Head coach Mike Norvell addressed the media on whether he'll consider a quarterback change.
Obviously, we were struggling offensively, and there's a lot of reasons for that. Obviously, everything that we're doing, we got to push and get better, and that's what we're gonna focus on doing. We're gonna focus on pushing to get better, and we're gonna put our guys in the best position to go achieve success, and that's what we're gonna focus on.
It's 85 degrees at 1 o'clock. Time in temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
All right, we are into the 1 o'clock hour, XL Primetime on noon to 2 on Thursdays throughout the football season. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Leon Searcy, a Hurricane Hall of Famer. Boy, is he a Hurricane Hall of Famer this week after the destruction that made its way into Hogtown, courtesy of Cam Ward and the Miami Hurricanes. So he's loving it right now. We roll till 2 this afternoon. RJ making sure we are tight and right. And then we got the Francis Show coming up at 2 o'clock, and then you got Jaguars programming, including the Doug Peterson Show, coming up after that. So we've been rocking along, making our Super Bowl selections, our NFC, our AFC picks. Definitely got some reaction on the text line on YouTube. So we will get to some of your suggestions on where you think this thing could go. Matt, in the middle of our break between the first hour and the second hour, has already made a change to his Super Bowl selection. He did pick the Colts over the Jags to win the AFC South.
Yes.
So
I just went again by the JJ credo. Are you an idiot? So I had to put the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, but Pac's beating them. I've got Pac over the Chiefs.
Yeah, and so you originally had the Jets over the Chiefs, but making sure that you right that ship.
Correct.
Because I love the storyline, Leon. Did you not?
Yeah.
It would be Aaron Rodgers versus his old team.
Yeah.
That had some
I
juice.
did too, and then I thought, okay, Pat Mahomes.
Yeah. That has some juice to it. But I don't know whether it's ever going to run out on Mahomes. It didn't run out for a long time on Brady. But you have to remember, Tom Brady, Mahomes is on that meteoric run right now that's even better than what Tommy did in his first 6-7 seasons. Tom Brady is given credit, obviously, for winning 3 Super Bowls over a 4-year stretch. But there was a lot of other things on that football team that were really, really good. You gave Brady credit as he went further along in his career, but if you boiled it down, those teams were defense, run game as much as they were Tommy.
The Patriots never had Chris Jones. Patriots never had a Chris Jones type player.
Oh, yeah.
Vince was good. Vince was really good, but was Vince Chris Jones?
They had Vince.
They had, what's the other D tackle that was
Seymour. McGinnis off the edge.
Yeah, he's all famer. That's
Richard
true.
Seymour.
Seymour and McGinnis.
McGinnis, and they had Chris Jones.
Think about this now. When they first made their run, now granted, Kansas City, as great as Pat Mahomes is, there is a Chris Jones. There are other great players on these teams. But when you go back to McGinnis, Seymour, Brewski, Johnson,
I agree, but Chris Jones is a handful, bro.
No, I'm talking about the fact that Mahomes gets most of the credit because he's deserving of the credit. Tommy, back then, you had that defense doing a lot of
really
work.
good defensively, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Well, listen, there's a lot of games last year with the Kansas City Chiefs. They had the great Patrick Mahomes. That defense bailed them out a lot of times, bro. Mm-hmm. A lot of times they bailed them out of games. Now, Patrick Mahomes is who he is. He's the wizard.
Right.
All right, he's the wizard, absolutely. But there was a couple of games in there that the defense held serve.
Yeah.
And Spags is fantastic. Mm-hmm. They're always good in the secondary, always.
Well,
they just let an all-pro corner go.
Yeah, you give Trent McDuffie and L'Jarius Sneed a tremendous amount of credit for what they were able to do. Yeah. What they did basically all year long and have done. And so, all right, so I'm not saying they're history-making 3-time champions. You're not saying they're history-making.
No, I'm not.
3-time champions.
I don't think they're going to.
So now Matt has.
Someone must stop them.
Yeah. That's kind of the
Someone must stop that.
I think the football gods just catch up at some point. And the combo of Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, it's already going to go down as greatness. But yeah, that would be rare as rare. That would be some serious rare air if they're the first ever to make it 3 times in a row. Now, go back, Coach Campos' days in Dallas. If Jerry hadn't fired Jimmy, they might have won 3 in a row.
Yeah, Jerry cost himself at least 2 more.
Yeah, because they were off for 1 year, and then they came right back that next year with Barry, and they got it done. But that team was talented enough.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about both sides of the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, they were talented enough to win 4 in a row.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah. And so it could keep going. It could keep rolling. That's for sure. But they now have to weather that storm of the Rashee Rice in the offseason and the losses.
So if Patrick Mahomes does pull it off, a 3-peat, do you sit him? I mean, he's already at the table with Tom now. He's at the table. Or are they in the same car seat?
Well, it's funny because, like I said, if you start looking at the numbers, now the GOAT's still the GOAT right now. Okay, but if you start looking at the numbers just in terms of where Mahomes is in his career versus where Tom Brady was, because Tom sat and then they basically said, we can't keep paying Drew Bledsoe, and Tom Brady was given the opportunity to step up and took off. And then he even got hurt. Bledsoe came back in, and they went right back to Brady. So Brady's clock didn't start immediately when he was drafted because he was a 6th rounder after all. Pat Mahomes being a top 10 pick, they didn't start him right away. They put him in. What was it, the last game of the first year? Is that what it was? And then after that, they shipped off Alex Smith, and the rest is history. So you start taking a look at what he's done in the season that he's been the starter. It doesn't just rival what Tommy's done. It passes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about just pure ability, he's better than Tom Brady. He is.
Tom, come out of retirement right now to prove you wrong. He probably will.
I mean, I think what Tom did is just utterly remarkable.
Yeah.
But Mahomes is on a heater right now that doesn't look like you say, all right, well, maybe in a year or 2. They're letting all-pro corners go. They don't care.
Yeah.
They've got like rookies playing receiver, and he's still killing people.
Well, he did it last year with Rashee, that's for sure. He was able to get it out of that position.
They had Kadarius Toney scoring touchdowns for him.
So let me ask you.
He's not even in the league anymore.
Yeah.
So, all right, it's the 4th quarter. You're down by 6. You got 2 minutes to go. You're at the 20. You going? Who's coming off the bench? Is it Tom or Pat?
That is a tough one. All things being equal.
All things being equal.
Teams being the same. I might have to go Mahomes.
Oh, my goodness.
You know why? Because he can run. He can get you an extra yard.
Well, he can run like he's heading for a rest area restroom. I know that.
No way.
No way?
Man, I got to go with the man who's been to 10 Super Bowls. I got to go with the man that is going to 10 and won 7. 70% win rate.
What's Mahomes' rate right now?
Well, he's
3 of 4, right?
Well, yeah, because, they lost the one to Tommy.
Yeah, he's 3 of 4.
Yeah, and
let's be honest, the only reason they lost the one to Tommy is because they had 2 offensive tackles who were playing for 2 injured guys.
Yeah, well, they beat San Francisco twice, and then they beat Philly.
Right.
And so the loss was to Tampa Bay.
750 right there, bro. That trumps your 70%.
Well, I mean, he's only been to 4.
Yeah, but the other guy started out.
He's only been in the league, what? How many years has he been in the league?
Yeah, that's
so the other guy started out 3-0 with the games that he was at, then went through 2 losses in 7 and 12, and then started clicking off those other wins, then had the L.
Here's one for you. He's never not played in an AFC Championship game.
That's pretty good. That's pretty special.
And heck,
but when he did go to the Super Bowl, he did get smoked like a pack of coos.
He did, but I mean, their offensive line was crushed, man. They may as well have the Jags offensive line.
Tom has never lost. He's never lost. Listen, Tom has never lost a Super Bowl by double digits.
Mm-hmm. And when Tommy won that one, it was a rookie right tackle starting for him, and Tristan Wirfs.
I mean, he was probably the best offensive lineman in the league right now. But
I know, but he was a rook at that point, and so
he was a damn good rook.
Yeah, it's always a good, fun discussion, and now he's moving over to the other side, so we'll see what goes on there.
You're taking
Brady. I'm taking Brady.
You?
Yeah. I'm betting on the future. I am taking Mahomes because of just what he can do. He is the game. Tommy was great.
Great.
Yeah,
Go.
great. And so it's hard to argue with that, especially like you said, the losses in 7 and 12 came from two of the most incredible plays that we've seen. The Mario Manningham catch, even though it doesn't get the love that the David Tyree catch gets, it was still one of the greatest. Both of them Eli Manning throws, and both of them with pass rush that was just unstoppable. And so then he comes back from that, and even though those were two great plays that cost him Super Bowls, he gets I'm not going to hand it off to Marshawn Lynch decision from Pete Carroll and Darrell Bevel, and that wins him a Super Bowl because he was on the sideline as a loser when that play was made, and he won the Super Bowl.
All right, so let's be honest. If my pack, I'm calling him my pack now.
Like my Lions,
my Lions.
Yeah.
If my pack somehow win that Super Bowl and beat the Chiefs, okay? Then this, at the very least, you have to stop that talk for a while. But if Mahomes wins 3 in a row, no one has ever done it.
Yeah,
ever.
True. Yeah.
Ever.
And so that's
they win 3 in a row, especially with the pieces around him.
Yeah,
they have different running backs every year, different wide receivers every year. Now Brady did too, a lot of times. But if you win 3 in a row in this day and age of this league,
it's goatish.
Yeah, it's. Let's put it this way: you asked, is he in the same? Is he driving in the front seat or the back seat? If Brady's driving that Bentley, I think Mahomes is in the seat with him, and at one point he looks over and says, "I'm going to take over and drive now."
Yeah,
I'll give you that if he wins 3 in a row. Yeah, that's pretty special.
All right, so let's shift it real quick to the Jags because we'll get back to basically talking about them in this next seg as far as just how big this game is. And we're talking about playoff potential for both Miami and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it's not necessarily who gets out of the gate first is guaranteed success, but it is such a huge step forward if one team leaves South Florida with a 1-0 record and brings it back to Duval. It is such a big opportunity for this football team. And when you take a look right now at the injury report, you're looking at a handful of guys. Like Jalen Ramsey's popped up on that injury report. Tyreek Hill dealing with either a thumb or a hand injury. We know the losses on the defensive side of the ball. There's a bunch of them that have, at the very least, shown up on the injury report, whereas Jacksonville, very few. And so that is easily going to be one of the storylines. One is operating at full strength or close to it, basically, and the other one definitely has guys that haven't come back from injury. So give us a couple of keys that you think, or maybe matchups that you're looking forward to most.
Well, I mean, that right there, what you're saying about the fact that the Dolphins are banged up and we're relatively healthy, that should be a clear-cut advantage for us in the first part. I mean, we should dominate the game from start to finish, both sides of the ball. But I think the keys to the game is that Trevor shouldn't have to take the blunt of all the pressure in this game. You got to establish some kind of run game. I don't know where it is. It got to be ATN. It's got to be Tank. It's got to be Bigsby somewhere. Control the line of scrimmage. Convert on third downs. All the things that they worked on in training camp. When we first went out there, they worked on red zone. They worked on short yardage, goal line, all those kind of things. I want to see those things implemented that you do in practice. I want to see them in the game on a consistent basis. And defensively, I mean, I know that their offense, the Dolphins' offense, is like a track meet. Only way you can stop that is that you got to put pressure. You got to know when to put pressure, when to pull off, all that kind of stuff. We got to be able to get home with 4, 5, and 6 when we bring them.
Oh, my gosh. They better get home.
Absolutely.
With 6.
Absolutely. You got to get home.
Yeah, I think it certainly sets up for them. There's a lot of question marks right now on the Dolphins' defense. Even Benito Jones is questionable to play. So, I mean, I think it would be it's the right time to go down there and win that game. And, like I said earlier this week, there's no even if you lose your own one, it's not the big deal. It is a big deal. You got to go down there and win that game. The way last year ended, they got to go down there and win that game and stop the bleeding right now before it starts to bleed over into this season. Now, that being said, I still can't get over the elephant in the room, and it's the reason why I didn't pick them to win the division. It's the reason why I didn't pick them to be a wild card team. It's unfathomable to me that clearly the biggest weakness on this team is the interior 3 and the offensive line, and they knew that from 8 months ago. They knew that. I don't know how you don't know that, okay? And they rolled. They got Morse, and they figured, all right, we're good now.
Yeah.
And
could come back to bite them.
Look, we saw what that first-team offensive line that played together for the first time in preseason did against the 2s and 3s, the Falcons. Now, they scored 2 touchdowns. Trevor almost got hurt. I mean, that's going to be a big problem during the season, that offensive line. So that's kind of where I'm like kind of stepping back saying, all right, I think you got to stop looking through the teal covered glasses and start to say, okay, unless that offensive line changes, I think that there's going to be a lot of Mondays where we come in here and go, what the hell? Why did they not draft a guard? Why didn't they not pick up a guard in free agency? Why did they just say, okay, this is what we're doing?
Listen, relatively speaking, I agree with everything you said. But I believe that when we had Denny in here, and I said, when is Trevor going to make that elite stature? He said that he's going to become an elite quarterback. In spite of what's around him, he's still going to find a way to win ball games. And that's what I'm hoping
That's rare.
That's what I'm hoping to get from Trevor this year. I'm hoping to get that from Trevor this year.
Yeah,
because Trevor's got to know. He knows. I mean, when those guys come free interiorly and stuff like that, he knows what he has in front of him, but he's got to win games in spite of it.
And I just tell you this, on top of what you're saying, the great ones invite pressure.
Mm-hmm.
The great ones invite pressure. Aaron Rodgers,
but again, that's rare.
I know
those guys are rare.
That's what I'm saying. If you're going to begin that ascent, if you're going to take that step, because Mahomes invites pressure, and we know how great he is. Aaron Rodgers has done it forever. Peyton certainly invited it. But when you're talking about what a Josh Allen and what a Joe Burrow has done, some of these guys have had to absorb a lot of hits, and they've still been able to overcome it. To Denny's point, to your point.
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
And so
freaking took a 77 sacks to a Super Bowl.
And so now you got to get to a point where, okay, you know what?
He's rare.
Yeah. He's rare.
Yeah. But we're saying, I am tired of getting hit, and I am going to make this play. I'm going to get guys off of me, and then I'm going to be able to use the run game. I'm going to be able to use the short passing game. I'm using Evan Ingram. And damn it, you are not going to get to me. You're not going to get to my feet. You're not going to get to my knees. And when it does come time to take off, I'm taking care of the football. I'm going to make you pay.
Yeah.
Because the good ones have done that.
He can't be a caterpillar no more. He got to be a butterfly.
I mean,
I like that.
Look, I've told you guys, I think he has that ability to be a rare player, but I feel bad for him because it's going to be a heavy lift this year with that offensive line.
Right,
man.
but let's be honest now. Every single time we talk about this, you can go back to the Ben Roethlisberger days. You can go back to the Phillip River days. There are guys that have had crappy offensive lines that have made hay over and over and over, and they did it, and you knew that they had liabilities on their offensive line, and they still got the job done. Heck, even when Aaron, his last year in Green Bay, he had, who was it? I'm trying to think of the big left tackle, David
Bakhtiari.
Yeah, Bakhtiari. He never fully recovered from that knee injury. Was never available. And they kept trying to get him out there. They couldn't get him out there. And so he just invited pressure and made plays.
Yeah,
so that's
you're talking about Aaron, man.
I'm just saying, if you want to talk about this guy actually stepping forward, stepping through
talking about
the
a guy
curtain,
who might be one of the 4 best players ever in the league.
I get it. But Joe Burrow has stepped forward, and we're not calling him one of the greatest players.
But if not now, Matt, when?
No, I believe me. I think he can be. I think he can be among the upper echelon of the league. All I'm saying is, man, that's a tall order with that offensive line. Right. A tall order.
All right, so let's keep it going.
And you're also banking on your number one receiver is a rookie. Don't forget that, too. And again, I've said this many times. They made a philosophical decision. The choice was let's get him another weapon instead of let's find a way to protect him more. And that's fine. That's your decision. That's the decision they made. Now let's see what happens.
I think you're going to hear from Trent Talkie on that subject tomorrow. It is XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. Get what you need to get you ready for the weekend.
I'm National College Football writer Matt Hayes, and I'll bring you stories about players, coaches, and programs.
It's the Bueller Aaron Plumbing College Kickoff, Friday night at 6. Brought to you by Sonny's Barbecue on 1010XL.
Of course, Roland Reach Plumbing has awards from Folio Weekly and the Bold City's Best. Now, Roland Reach is also confirmed as the Google Guaranteed Plumbing Service. Because when you do plumbing right, the word gets around. That's Roland Reach Plumbing.
Life has its share of challenges, and when it puts you to the test, make sure you reach out to Rebound Rehabilitation to give you the quickest path back to full health and confidence. Rebound Rehab, specializing in helping patients overcome back pain and sciatica, arthritis, and fibromyalgia, just to name a few. Rebound Rehab, locations covering the entire First Coast, getting you back in control with a pain-free life. Sports injury, workplace injury, whatever it might be, you can rebound. Log on to reboundrehab.com for more info.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
This is 1010XL's Dylan Denmark. They call me Pockets on the radio, but for my floral needs, I only call Kuhn Flowers. Never take chances when you send a floral arrangement. Always use the best in the business, Kuhn Flowers. Kuhn Flowers.
It's soccer around the world, and here at home on the Sporting Jack Soccer Hour on 1010XL. Join Cole Pepper, Mauricio Ruiz, and Becky Burley for Soccer Talk.
Tuesday nights at 6
on 1010 AM.
When the sun goes down, you might think a golf course shuts down, but not at the Golf Club of Southampton. Join the gang every Thursday night for trivia with Brooke and Jason, and everybody's favorite night, Friday night on the patio, featuring local musicians, food, and drink. It's all at the Golf Club of Southampton. Great golf. You've come to expect that. But don't forget, when night falls, the fun doesn't stop. Trivia every Thursday night and Southampton's live music patio session Fridays. Call 287-PLAY to make a tee time and the good time.
The average cost associated with childhood cancer is a startling $833,000. This is Tom Coughlin, and September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Help the J Fund raise awareness to help our neighbors and community members tackling this devastating disease. Visit tcjfund.org/September for more information.
We're back. Mia here, and winning season is back. Football is back, and MyBookie is here to make sure you're ready to cash in on the action. This season, MyBookie is pulling out all the stops with incredible promotions, like weekly risk-free boosts on Thursdays, where you can bet without a sweat. If your bet hits, you win big. If it doesn't, forget it. MyBookie will refund your wager. That's just the beginning, folks. MyBookie is giving away hundreds of thousands in prizes with their Super, Survivor, and Squares contests. Get your entries in now for your shot at huge cash rewards. For a limited time, they are bringing back the double deposit bonus. When you're ready to get started, just use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit. You heard that right. Double your money with promo code 1010XL before you even place a bet. Not to mention, loyalty pays off with MyBookie Plus. The more you play, the more you win. Climb through tiers of loyalty rewards programs to unlock even more epic promotions. Only with MyBookie.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
Are you an experienced plumber or welder with MedGas certification and you're tired of being undervalued? It's time to make the move to Local 234 Plumbers, Pipe Fitters, and HVAC Technicians. With the best pay in the business, you'll earn $36.50 an hour with benefits that's almost $50. It's not just a job, it's a career that values you. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
1010XL is presented by Barra & Barra, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
See, I just can't help it. Some of the beginning of the songs, it sounds like a jazz lounge. It sounds like RJ is just sitting back, hadn't even lit the cigar yet.
Oh, this is 90s, Leon.
This is reminisce, yeah.
I'm just saying, it does sound, like I said, the beginning, it just sounds jazz loungy.
Yeah, this is CL Smooth.
CL Smooth?
Smooth.
I like
it.
It is smooth.
Smooth. Yeah, no, yeah. No, CL Smooth.
It is smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is smooth. That's for sure. By the way, we will be smooth tomorrow up at Mokama Beer Company. We will be there from 2 to 4. So all you in the Dirty Dina, Mike occasionally texts us from the Dirty Dina, so that always stuck out to me. But we got plenty of Nassau Primetimers. So we'd love to see you. Mokama Beer Company tomorrow at 2 o'clock till 4. And we'll be talking Jaguar ball along with all the big college games. So we would love for you to pop in and say hey, especially when you're kicking off this Jaguar season. And by the way, there's plenty of reaction on the text line as far as where this team's going to go, how far is that offensive line going to take them. And you definitely can go back in time and you can definitely see how the great ones, as far as the great ones right then, I don't know whether they go down in the annals of the National Football League, some of the greatest, but particular great seasons, they were able to overcome poor offensive line play. And so if Trevor Lawrence wants to put on a cape, become Sunshine for the Sunshine State, and just basically break through and get on stage and be the star that most have been expecting or projecting him to be, he's going to have to deal with an offensive line that may not be 100% to his liking.
Yeah, it was interesting what Matt said. He feels for the kids not fair. No, it's not. But it really isn't. But we didn't draft him number 1 overall to be fair. What?
Fair is where you give the blue ribbon to the pig.
Yeah, that is fair. You're right. Hey, you're absolutely right. So, I mean,
I get all that, but still, the kid gets screwed with Herb in his first year.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're back to calling him a kid.
Yeah,
not a kid. He's a man. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that he's had some very difficult obstacles.
It's true.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it is true. But
then in his fourth year, you think everything's good. He's 275 man, and the philosophical decision is let's go receiver instead of protecting the guy.
But man, at what time? I mean, we done burped him, we done powdered his butt. When are you gonna let him walk?
Yeah.
When are you gonna let him walk?
Yeah.
Take off the training wheels.
Yeah, exactly.
Let him go down the street on his bike. He gonna crash. He gonna get back on the bike and ride it. Listen, we got to see what we got in him. All right. I give him Herb. I gave him the Herb year. All right. I gave him that. But now turnovers 20 here, turnovers 20 there. I mean, he's got to stop that.
Right.
He's never thrown for more than 30 touchdowns. I mean, I'll put him in the realm this year. I say at 35-9. I'm putting my neck out there. I said 35-9 is going to take us places.
Mm-hmm.
That's why and
35-9 is elite, by the way.
That's what I'm talking about. And that's what I'm expecting for.
They are 11-6.
It has nothing to do with the contract either. I mean, I could say, you got a 275. You got to put no. I just think it's time at this particular time where he's just got to take it. He's just got to say, listen, this is what we have. This is what's in front of me. I'm going to win in spite of it.
Yeah.
All right.
And honestly, if he can average close to 2 touchdowns a game, which would get if he needs to average 2 touchdowns a game to get to where you want him to go. And I do think the run game is going to be better, so that may rob him of 1 or 2 here or there. He was able to sneak a few in and was able to run a couple in. And so the combination, however he does it, but there's no mistaking that he is a big human being that is fast, that is instinctive. Use your wheels to make them fear you more than one way. And he can do that. And I believe that he has to look at the obstacles that he has on the other team and the obstacle that he has in front of him, which might be a liability at the offensive line. Make plays, man. Get out of the pocket. bring them to you. Start to invite pressure and then throw right over the top of them.
Mm-hmm.
Start making those types of plays. And I believe he has the talent to do it, and will do it. That's really going to be the big step forward when you're talking about, we name the guys every single year. He's outside the top 10 in a lot of people's minds as far as quarterback play. How do you
he's
change?
dropped significantly in a lot of people's
he was
minds.
middle of the pack.
Yeah.
And so how do you change people's minds? How does Doug Peterson change people's minds and say, hey, whoa, what are you putting me down? 18th here? This coaching staff? Give me a break.
Yeah.
And so they've got to change people's minds. Let's make that the 10-10 take real quick, and then we're going to slide into some college football.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
Any of the football we're talking about, you're getting ready for it. It could be lunch, dinner, party planning, tailgating, whatever it might be. Just drop by any one of your area Sonny's and enjoy some delicious barbecue with all that ball. So perception becomes reality if you're not careful. And you can make what people think of you believe in you when you deliver on results. And so this football team, after the comeback, after comeback, late in 2022, they make it to the playoffs. They come from 27 down. They won a playoff game. And all of a sudden you go into the offseason and people are saying, you know what? I like what I see. Doug's done something in Duval that no one else could. He took him from worst to first and so on and on. And then they lay that egg. Same record, but 5 of the last 6 had L's next to the Jaguars. And so perception became reality once again. You're like, oh my gosh, I was fooled again by those dang Duval Jaguars. Well, come out this year looking the part, making sure that you make your share of plays instead of making mistakes to lose football games. That's the 10-10 take. They have got to go down there and take what they think is theirs and prove that they're going to be on the winning side. They're going to be 9 wins, 10 wins, 11 wins. You have them at 11. I have them at 12. Matt, I think you might have them. Where do you have the Jaguars record? Was it at 9?
9-8.
Okay, and so you got to figure out the best way. Defensively, better take a big step forward, and I think they will. I think they have the potential. And then offensively, you got to clean things up, and you got to learn how to run the ball. Really, that's it, more than anything else. All right, let's get to a little college football. By the way, we asked Gator fans that if you're still a Gator that is not giving up, if you're still a Billy believer, if you're still a Florida fan that says, it ain't over. It ain't over until I say it's over. You got a chance to win tickets to Saturday's game, and we have a bunch of them on the text line. I'm just going to read this one, which kind of cracked me up. He goes, hey, man, I could use the Gator tickets, cut down some limbs, and need to burn them, and use some kindling. That also was the same one that texted in the swamp, where visitors don't get out without a W. But if you believe that this football team has got a chance to maybe get the job done, then at the very least, if you want to be in the swamp on Saturday, you got to hit us on the text line and let us know, and we'll award one of our prime timers here within the next 20 minutes a pair of tickets. All right, off the text line.
Also, by the way,
yeah,
because there's been such a crazy response.
Oh, there has.
A crazy response in the text line. I'm going to give away 2 tickets on the Friday night college football show.
So the kickoff show is tomorrow night.
Yep.
5
tomorrow night.
5 p.m.
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yep. And 6 o'clock, 6 to 7, and yeah, we will give away 2 tickets to Florida and Sanford.
All right, so 6 o'clock, the kickoff show tomorrow night. You got a chance to win as well if you don't win today. All right, real quick, and then we're going to get back and hit a little college ball. Brady won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years when he knew exactly what the defense was doing because they were cheating. It took him a full decade to win again with his best receiver on steroids and deflated footballs. I love that. See, I love that. That's basically saying goat this, goat that.
Mm-hmm.
There was other forces at work that might have helped Tommy.
By the way, before we get into college football real quick, there's a casino in Vegas that asked a supercomputer, AI, to predict the next 10 Super Bowl winners. You want to hear them? Chiefs this year, followed by Niners, Bills, Bengals, Cowboys, Eagles, Dolphins, Chargers, Patriots, Lions. You got 10 years to wait for Honolulu Blue hoisting that trophy.
I don't know about that. All right. Whoever that AI is, they can go to H right now. It's XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010 XL.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and your time at home should be stress-free. The last thing you want to worry about is a clogged drain or your hot water not working. So do what I did and call my friends at Fenwick Home Services. They can replace or repair your home's plumbing systems and fixtures fast. Fenwick offers 24/7 same-day service and can fix any plumbing problem you have. With free same-day estimates and guaranteed repairs, the pros at Fenwick Home Services get the job done right the first time. You can also save on future emergencies with $50 off any repair. Online at FenwickHomeservices.com.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
Attention sports fans, are you ready to take your game to the next level? Look no further than Best Bet. You can bet anywhere, but you'll definitely win here. Experience the thrill of sports like never before. With all the major games broadcasting live on our big screens and a menu stacked with your favorite foods and refreshing drinks, you're sure to find your winning ticket. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com. Bet anywhere, win here. Only at Best Bet.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 5th, 1994, San Francisco wide receiver Jerry Rice catches 2 touchdown passes and runs for another in the 49ers win over the Raiders, becoming the NFL's career touchdown leader.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. So another Mike, who lost 40 pounds with Awaken 180, was in the same position I was in, and you are most likely confused.
I spent so much money on personal trainers in the last 10 years. Didn't have a lot of discretionary income left. So I tried to listen to everybody else. What do you eat? You know, everyone said, eat healthy. Define eating healthy. Cut out sugar. Tell me what foods don't have sugar. So their process to me was an education. That was really the eye-opening thing to me is I had 10 choices of food in front of me every day. You know, when I was on the run in sales, I was making 8 bad choices. I wasn't eating the 2 good ones. And I loved the 2 good ones. I just didn't know they were good. So I made bad choices every single day. And the program, on Awaken 180, really changed my mind, opened my eyes up to, it was a true education on food, what to eat, what not to eat, and it's been fantastic.
Knowing what to eat and the ability to navigate nutritional labels, a proven, clear path for weight loss. Exactly what you will receive with Awaken 180. Leave confusion at the door and do what we did. Awaken180weightloss.com.
At Honda, we appreciate all the comparisons to other vehicles. And no matter how many times they compare their vehicles to a Honda, only a Honda is a Honda. Remember, value, quality, safety, there is no substitute. Visit your local Honda dealer now and experience the difference.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the First Coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business. Log on, American-Electrical.com.
Lauren Brooks here. If you're in pain and you think you've tried everything, I've got a solution for you. The team at Active Health Jax treats the source of the problem, not just the pain, so you can avoid surgery, cortisone injections, and pain medications. I've had neck aches for years, and I've tried everything from acupunctures to massages with no results. Within minutes of my evaluation and treatment, the tension was gone. It was amazing. Active Health Jax can help you too. Give them a call at 904-296-0202 today or visit them online at activehealthjax.com.
Bold City Brewery invites you to celebrate Dubs and Duval all season long with a cold pint. Enjoy all their beer, seltzer, ciders by logging on to boldcitybrewery.com. Head to the production house on Roselle Street in Riverside or Bold City downtown and be bold.
Jeff Lagerman here. Now that football season is here, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any of the 27 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions, and more. Napa Auto Care offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace-of-mind warranty on most repairs. Find a Napa Auto Care Center near you. JacksNapaAutoCareGroup.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Preparing for his first NFL game, rookie cornerback Jarian Jones, drafted by the Jags in the 3rd round from Florida State, spoke with 1010XL's Hayes Carline on his excitement for his first game.
Super excited. It's my first one, first real game, actually. So I'm just excited to go out there with the guys, showcase what we've been learning, what we've been doing, so just ready to have fun.
Jones followed up with sharing the advice defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen gave him.
Just really having your eyes in the right spot and then just going out there and just being you, playing free. You do all the work throughout the week to get to the game. So when you get to the game, just be free, have fun, everything will fall where it's supposed to.
I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right. My takeaway is that this Jaguars team's got to start early, got to start fast. No better way than kick off the season and go down to Miami and come away with a dub. This team is a little depleted right now. They're hurt on both sides of the ball. We're relatively healthy. Mm-hmm. So let's take advantage of it and come back with a win.
All right. I like that. I like that a lot. My takeaway is just because I said they're going to be 9-8 and miss the playoffs doesn't mean it can't change.
Yeah.
They certainly could do it. It's just my opinion. That's all.
Yeah.
So believe me, I'm all for them making the playoffs. I'm going to be pulling hard just like everybody else. But it's I got to see it to believe it, man. I got it. It's just like I said about the Knowles with DJU. Like everybody saying, Mike Norvell's going to change him, and Mike Norvell did it with Jordan Travis, and I understood all that, but I also know what I know, and I knew that DJU was just a guy, and now it's played out. And I said back then, I want to see it to believe it, and I'm the same thing with this offensive line. I want to see it to believe it.
All right, my takeaway is that the Ravens are going to go 2-0 at Arrowhead, beginning tonight. 2-0 at Arrowhead. They will see him again later on in that championship game. We'll see how it goes. All right, now listen, we're leaving it up to RJ to make the decision on which of these diehard Gator fans. I give you all the credit in the world because there are believers out there, believe it or not. You may not believe it, but the Gators are going to turn around this year. Look at last year. First game was bad. They went on to have a good first half of the season. They'll do it again and then finish the season strong too. I believe in those Gators. Now, another one said, I am willing to leave my basement in rural Central Florida to go to the game. So there have been many that have been able to offer suggestions, but RJ is going to be tasked with making sure that they give.
You know what's so weird about that statement of his? Rural Central Florida?
Yeah.
He's from a rural area. It's where he grew up.
Oh, yeah. He's a cowboy.
That's who he is.
He's a good old boy. And he took a shot at it.
And why would he attack an area in which he recruits? That makes no sense at all.
None. Okay, it's like I don't care who you are. You could be a politician or a head coach or whatever, or leaders of people. You don't undermine and attack them on a regular basis. It's going to end up backfiring on you. It's just not a good way to go. All right, now I got a good way to go with this bold fact. Even though I don't want to, I'm going to do it.
Here's a bold fact brought to you by Bold City Brewery, Duval's first craft brewery. Online at boldcitybrewery.com.
You always have something fun cranking at the Bold City Production House on Roselle Street over in Riverside. And you can always count on a great Thursday. We're talking beer, burgers, and bingo. $5, or excuse me, I don't want to give that away. $8 smash burger basket, and the first beer is BOGO. So make sure you stop on by. You got Bold City downtown. You can always enjoy, especially when you're heading to the game, right there on Bay Street. You can visit them anytime. And, of course, over at Riverside. Anywhere you're out and about, ask for a Duval Light or a Duke's or whatever it might be. And if they don't have it, say, hey, support the local brewery. All right, so you ready for this?
Let's do it.
This is straight from the Hurricane annals, okay? Most games with 100 receiving yards by a Canes football player since 1996. Most games with 100 receiving yards by a Canes player since 1996. There are 3 that are tied second, and 1 is at the top. How many of these can you get? Okay, I need the guy at the top.
Most receiving yards in a single game.
No, most 100 receiving yards. Most games with 100 receiving yards by a Canes football
Andre
player
Johnson's gotta
since
be one.
1996.
Mike. Irvin's got to be one.
Since 96.
Since 96.
Since 96.
So Andre Johnson's got to be one.
You're going to put him at the top? Or
I don't know if he's at the top. We're talking about this right now.
I'm just asking.
Reggie Wayne.
Just asking.
Reggie Wayne's a good one too.
Reggie Wayne. Santana Moss. But I don't. How many? He was only there.
He was like what, 3 or 4 years in the league, and then it kind of filtered out.
Yeah.
Let's go with Andre Johnson 1. Yeah.
All right. Let's give him a big yes sir on that one.
All right, and then we'll go with Reggie Wayne number 2.
Reggie Wayne.
Andre Johnson has 8. There are 3 tied.
That's second place.
7. Second place. 7.
All right, so we'll go
receiving games of 100 yards or more.
Reggie Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm just going to tell you, you got to kick him out. You got to kick him out.
Reggie Wayne's out.
Nope.
Wow.
Yep.
Damn.
How many 100-yard games did he have with the Colts?
Are we talking just receivers or his tight ends?
Receiving yards.
Okay.
It's just a Canes football player receiving yards, but it does not include a tight end. I'll just
in the NFL.
Okay. Yeah. No. Most games with 100 receiving yards by a Canes football player since 1996.
Oh, I thought didn't you think we were talking about the NFL?
No, he did
not.
not.
Okay, Santana Moss.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
I was thinking NFL the whole time.
I never said an NFL player.
All right.
Okay.
That's why I was surprised when you... RJ, did I ever say NFL? Never did.
Since 96. Lamar Thomas.
Nope.
No,
since
Lamar.
96. Lamar wasn't there in 96. Since 96.
You're saying since 96.
Since 96.
Mm-hmm.
We got golly, this is gonna be. This kind of tells you where Miami's at because typically you remember the quarterback / wide receiver combo, but they haven't had a quarterback since Ken Dorsey.
Mm.
All right, so you got Andre Johnson with 8. You got Santana Moss as one of the guys with 7.
Is Restrepo on there?
Green?
No, Util.
Is Restrepo on there?
Xavier just made
Xavier.
Wow. Tonight.
So there's going to be someone else too, like in 2017. There'll be another person like that. Oh, Barry.
Maxon Berrios.
Barrios.
Nope.
No Barrios.
There's a guy who never really quite made it in the NFL the way people were hoping. As a matter of fact, he spent a little time here. His name is Philip Dorsett.
Right.
7. But Restrepo just joined that group with 7 100-yard games. There you go.
Did you not think NFL the whole time?
I was a little bit.
Because you kind of like, first off, you went right from the NFL right into it without any kind of transition. So I think that's why we thought NFL.
Yeah. I just listened. I said I had to bring it up. I didn't want to bring it up, but it was Canes football. That's for sure. All right, Bold City Brewery bringing it to you with a bold fact. Log on boldcitybrewery.com. All right,
That's a good one. I like that one. That was good.
And Restrepo is just one of those guys, and I think most fans that watched that game or were in the swamp, you saw talent and then talent that was developed down in South Florida. I'm not going to just jump over the moon and go crazy over Mario because he did a lousy job for his first 2 years, all things considered. But they rectified the roster, they turned things around, and they now have what looks like not just one or two good players, a handful of really, really good players. And Restrepo is a very good example of that. A guy who's now gone through, this is his third year? Or is it more than that?
This is third year.
And so the cat just, honestly, he is a play-making juvie. And so you need those types of guys. And
well, he's also, I mean, with that schedule they've got, he'll be an All-American. If Cam doesn't get hurt with that schedule they have, he'll have huge numbers.
Yeah, they will load up numbers-wise with the schedule they've got and the players that I got to give it to them. That's for sure.
Looking physical, they're athletic, they get after it pretty good. So I hope it's not a situation where Cam is throwing up 300-400 and the offensive line only has, because the offensive line only had how many yards rushing the game? Under 100? It was something like that. It was under 100. If you take out Cam Ward scrambling.
Yeah, but they didn't run the ball. They knew they could throw it.
I know, but I'm saying they're going to need to run.
You think they're going to need to run?
They're going to need to run.
They pretty much got some big chunk plays in the run though. I remember 3 or 4 chunk plays in the run.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be all right.
All right.
Well, just look at
too critical, bro.
Yeah, okay. Well,
the schedule.
I've never been in this position before.
The schedule.
It's been a couple of decades. All right.
The schedule sets up beautifully for them. If you're a Canes fan, you're fired up. If you're a Knowles fan, not so much. But the Hurricanes get to host FSU. They don't play Clemson. They avoid North Carolina. I don't know whether avoid's the right word.
Get to play FSU.
But they don't play Clemson, UNC, NC State, or SMU.
See how I slipped that in there?
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Okay? That's certainly a schedule that sets up well.
Oh, yeah.
And then Florida State has to go down to Coral Gables. So that's all the love I'm giving you right now. I
appreciate
it. Give the embedded shredder the rest of my energy.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
The embedded and shredded. Hayes Carline joins us now. Extra Strepo, one step closer to history in the Canes record books with now 7 100-yard receiving games.
Really impressive player. Yeah, really impressive player. I think he's going to be a good pro. I don't think he'll be a first, second round guy, but I think somebody's going to take him in the middle stages of the draft and be very happy.
Yeah. And I hate setting it up, but just to follow what we were talking about, Hayes, you always want to see, can a coach come in? Can he recruit? Can he put a good product on the field? Can he develop players? I think X is a great example of a guy that has been developed.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, again, watching Miami in person, I mean, we get lost in it because of obviously how bad the Gators were. But Miami in person has everything you need to really make a run at this thing. I mean, great in the trenches on both sides, playmaking quarterback. And I think even Cam Ward will learn a little bit. Florida got 3 of their points because he kind of had a laissez-faire interception where it was almost like he kind of knew it was going to be an easy day. So it was almost like, let me see if I can get away with something here. And Shamar James got the interception on it, led to a field goal. So, I mean, if he can even tighten up over the next, obviously, 11 games. I mean, Miami is really, really good.
We still have believers. We're giving away tickets to the Swamp. There's still some believers out there. Billy believers.
I mean, I guess Lagway, that's kind of exciting, So, I mean, I guess if you're going to go, I mean, it's like, well, maybe I'll watch the first start of DJ Lagway for when he wins the, Heisman Trophy at USC next year. But
don't do that to him.
I mean, it's still a freshman playing his first game. Yeah. I know it's Samford. It's still a freshman. He is still a freshman out there.
Lagway runs the table. We don't lose again and make the playoffs.
No, I'm saying he may make a couple mistakes and suddenly you're in a game in the second half.
Absolutely. I'd be stunned if Florida kills them. I mean, and because of that, I think Lagway will certainly play well. I think the numbers will be pretty good, but I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if he has a couple of giveaways. I mean, he's a true freshman.
Yeah.
So,
all right, what's coming up?
We got a lot of stuff coming up on the Frangie Show today. Greg McGarity, the Gator Bowl Executive Director, is going to join us. We look forward to that. We'll talk all things college football with Greg. And I had an interview with Mitch Morse that we didn't get to yesterday, so we will play that today. So lots of fun stuff coming up on the Frangie Show. Tons of Jaguars. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Hayes Carline, Frank Frangie, JJ, they will all be rocking and rolling 2 to 4 this afternoon. And then you have got the Jaguars programming taking over. You got the Doug Peterson Show coming up this afternoon. So we will be at Mocama Beer Company tomorrow. That's right up there in beautiful Fernandina, the historic area, South 8th Street. Definitely come on by. We'd love to see you because we're celebrating the kickoff to the season. So definitely drop on by. We are done. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Searcy, and RJ. We will talk to you at 2 tomorrow.
Everyone wants